Hi legends, on today's whiteboard brief what we're going to be focusing on is rowing technique. So we've got a couple of pictures here from Whiteboard Daily off Instagram. A lot of the pictures we'll be using will be from that because we're really good at demonstrating with a visual. So the most common fault I kind of see on rowing is people rushing too much, quicker they go. When we've not got a technique dialed in, it tends to kind of all go to a bit of a mishmash. Biggest violations are core to extremity, which is one of the 8 common movement themes in CrossFit. And basically that is using your limbs before your core, or your smaller muscles before your bigger muscles. So in a rowing example, this picture here will demonstrate the technique what we're wanting to use. So your drive portion is coming away from the screen and your recovery portion is coming back to the screen, yeah? So on the drive, what we're wanting to do is use the legs, big muscles, kind of like a deadlift, just pushing as hard as you can with the legs. Once the legs are locked, fully extended, you then use the hips and slightly lean back. Now, if you think of a clock face, you've got 11, 1, might be a different direction on the camera, but that's the kind of range in what we want here. Yeah? So just a slight lean back, then and only then, once we've used the legs and the hips, that's when we use the arms. Up to that point, the arms are fully locked out, yeah? On the recovery, it's the exact same, but in reverse, as the picture demonstrates, yeah? So the first thing I'll do is I'll just have a little pause, and then I'll extend my arms. Then lean forward slightly, and then, and only then, do I start bending the legs and coming back to the screen. So that is the biggest deviation that I see. That's good technique, but the biggest deviation is where all that gets a bit mishmashy. Yeah, people are pulling and bending with their arms too soon. People are either leaning too far back, like they're lying down, which is just going to make it harder on the way back, and people just rushing. If you slow it down and just try and strive for this sequence on the drive and the recovery, you'll go a lot further, you'll get a lot more bang for your buck. Yeah. Also a really good point what people struggle on is a kind of ratio of drive and recovery, yeah? So again, people go forwards and backwards really fast, and it might look like they're going really fast, but they're generating next to no power, yeah? So you could do half the amount of drives, but still get the same amount of meters or calories, and that's going to be a lot more efficient. So on your drive, which is coming away from the screen, again, you want to be using your legs, driving as hard as you physically can, following that sequence. Say that takes you 1 second, it wants to take 2 seconds to come back to the screen. That's your recovery. Take a couple of big deep breaths before you go for your next drive. It's going to make you a lot more efficient, it's going to make each drive a lot more powerful, and because you're allowing yourself to recover, it will enable you to go harder for longer, which is what it's all about, yeah? So, I'm going to get onto the rower now, and I'm going to quickly demonstrate some good technique, and then some bad technique, okay? And some drills. So if you just have a look for that sequence, what I was talking about on the whiteboard. Legs, hips, and then arms on the drive. I'll just go for one more. So, it might not look like I'm going too fast, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast, okay? You don't want to be going forwards and backwards too fast and generating no power. So a couple of good drills what you can do to practice this. First main one is to slow down. Slow down and allow yourself time to think, even if you segment it at first. So you can lock the legs, lean back slightly, pull, extend, lean forward, like so. And just over time, try and make it a little bit faster and a little bit smooth. Okay? Another drill, if you want to separate it down,
is split into two halves. So if I do the leg drive and hip, slight lean back, keeping my arms locked at all times. Like so. That's the first half. The second half would be keeping my legs extended and just using the lean back and pull. Release my arms, lean forward. Just have a little look in. So keeping the legs locked, lean back and arms. What you'll notice on that is there is not much power generated. I'm a lot more powerful on the legs and the lean back than I am on my lean back and arms. Yeah, that is what most people rely on with rowing. It's just pulling with your arms too soon. So that is a really good drill. If you put that together, then hopefully you'll start to look a little bit smoother. And if you look at the stats on your screen, check it what it is now, check it once you've done a couple of drills and focus on the smoothness, and hopefully you will see that you're getting more work done in less time, which is what fitness is all about. Thank you for watching.